Welcome to this week's episode of Cooking with Connie. Well, it is the fall, so we figured it was time for some caramel apples. So I got my apples here. I'm using some Gala apples, but feel free to use whatever your variety is. A lot of times with a caramel apple, because of the sweetness, a lot of people like to use the Granny Smiths because they got a little bit of tartness to it. So we're going to start, and we're making these sugar-free as usual. And so I've got 2 cups of our golden monk fruit allulose sweetener in here. I've got a stick of butter. I'm going to put 12 of these sugar-free Chalk Zero caramels. So, well, maybe I'm going to. I'm stuck to my thing. All right, put those in there. And we're going to use a half a cup of heavy whipping cream. All right. So we're going to turn the burner on and start melting things down. Now, the trick with this is we got to get this to 240 degrees. And so I have my, I have my little candy thermometer, so we'll be able to make sure that we get it to the accurate temperature, and then we'll let it cool down after that, and then we'll dip our apples. So we'll come back when we get to the point where we're dipping, because basically all we're going to be doing now is melting this stuff down and cooking it to the 240 degrees, and then we'll let it cool down before we dip. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, we're back, and we melted that. We got it up to 240 degrees. We put a tablespoon of vanilla in once we got it up there, and then we've let the temperature cool down to about 180 degrees. We've got our first apple dipped there, and then we'll go to the next one. And we decided we wanted a little nuts on ours, so, or if you feel like you need more caramel, you can double dip them later after it kind of cools down a little bit more, because this is just going to thicken up as it cools. There we go. Put some. You could do nuts, you could do coconut, you could do sugar-free chocolate chips. Those would all be really good options for this. So this is the fall treat that you can have without guilt, because you got your sugar-free caramel here, you got your apples for your fruit, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. So looking for those fall treats for the Halloween parties and stuff, especially for the adults. This is the way to go if you got diabetics in the family. So remember, like, share, subscribe to Cooking with Connie so we can continue to bring our gluten-free, sugar-free recipes and creations to you. And remember, make good choices this week.